YouTube, how are you? Pull up a chair, watch a video. Firstly, I'd like to apologise to anyone who cares that for the fact that I haven't been posting any videos for quite some time. If any of you do care, then thanks, but I'll be back and hopefully a bit more regular now. Okay, the other thing is, this is just the intro. The main body of the video I am going to do in one go. There's obviously a jump cut just then. There'll probably be a jump cut just after this bit, but the main body is going to be whole. So bear with me. This video is dedicated to Pumkinjam. She sent me a challenge. There's going to be a list up here, 26 words. She basically wants me to make a comment or thought on each of these words. But I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to mention all those words, but you'll see. Okay, so Argumental is a programme on a British TV channel called Dave, in which they're given various topics to discuss and basically argue about, such as what kind of sandwiches should you put butter on. Personally, I put butter on all my sandwiches, doesn't matter what's on it. I do know people that won't butter their sandwiches if they're putting a spread on their sandwich, which is fair enough, but personally I prefer it with butter. It's too dry. I'd probably teach my children to have buttered sandwiches as well, so you know, just carry on the line. I don't want to be the last of my kind. I don't have any children at the moment, but I am hoping that they will take after me and hopefully are interested in some of the things that I was interested in as a kid, such as dinosaurs. I was very interested in dinosaurs. I was interested to see how everything we have on the planet today evolved from dinosaurs and prehistoric creatures. Although they were all huge, we don't have any huge ones now. I suppose the biggest land mammal we have, or land creature we have, is the elephant. And it's big enough. I mean, I wouldn't want to get caught in front of, well, in line of one of their farts, you know. I suppose if that ever happened, I'd like to turn into a giraffe, because they'd be the furthest away from it. They'd be the last to smell it, certainly. And I suppose when they did, I'd just stick my head in a tree and I'd eat some leaves. And of course, eating those leaves, it helps me, well, not me, but the giraffes, to produce manure, which helps the horticulture of the area. And keeps all the grasses nice and lush and green. A perfect place for someone like, say, Igglepiggle to live. If you're not familiar with Igglepiggle, he's a character from a kids' TV programme called In the Night Garden. I hope, again, going back to my children, I hope my children don't watch stuff like that, because I think, in a way, it's just silly, you know. I mean, Igglepiggle, it's just two made-up words. Well, it's one made-up word, and then they've added a letter and put another word. I mean, the names in it, there's like Igglepiggle, Macca-Pacca, Linky-Nonk, Flonky Donkey, Flinky Wonky. I mean, they just sort of make up a word, juggle the letters around and add it to the end. I mean, another thing I was interested in, speaking of juggling, is juggling. You know, I mean, I never planned to, well, never wanted to become an expert, you know, and run away, join a circus and get to wear makeup like one of the members from the band Kiss. The thing about Kiss is that they only wore black and white makeup, and I don't know, well, to my knowledge they did, and I don't know why they didn't venture out and put more colours on there, you know, because I'm sure at the time they were one of the only, if not the only, band that was wearing makeup. They should have put more colour, and they'd look more like more colour, like a butterfly's wing or something. And the study of butterflies, if you're interested, is called Lepidoptery, and basically they just study the mating habits, the eating habits, all the different species. You know, there's so many different species of butterfly. I mean, you could get confused. I mean, I suppose an easier thing to study would be, say, a meerkat, because there's not that many variations. There's small ones, large ones, and the in-betweens. So, you know, the thing about meerkats is they're very busy creatures. You know, they're always running around or looking like that. And you know, I don't think they'd ever suffer from narcolepsy, because they've just got to keep moving. Oh, narcolepsy is something that people that suffer from it, they'd just fall asleep at random times. You know, they can't help it at all. And I suppose it's a problem because they can't do things like bungee jumping or deep sea diving, I suppose. So they'd never see an octopus up close and personal. But I suppose that's a good thing, because the thing about octopuses, or octopi, get back to me. The thing about octopus, the octopus, is that when it's threatened it squirts ink, which is a kind of black, well, you know what ink is, it's like a black substance, but it's sort of phlegmy, I suppose. And phlegm is what I'm building up at the moment, is one of the 4 basic fluids in the human body, along with black bile, yellow bile and blood, which I think is quite interesting, you know. Actually, there's a TV programme called Quite Interesting, or QI, it's on the BBC, and it's where they sort of do interesting facts and dispel a lot of myths such as why vampires and zombies, they shouldn't be able to move, because obviously they're dead, and once you die you get like Rigamortis sets in, and Rigamortis is all the stiffening of the legs and the bones and the muscles and the human body basically. So you're dead, you can't move, you've got as much chance of moving as a stuffed stoat. Now stoats are quite similar to weasels, I believe they're the same family as weasels. And they're quite silent. I don't think they make that much noise, so you're very unlikely to hear them, say, sing a tune or something like that. A good tune that I grew up with is the theme tune, I suppose the theme tune to Laurel and Hardy, called Call of the Cuckoo. Now, I was born a long time after Laurel and Hardy's last movie, Utopia, or Atoll K. But yeah, I mean, I grew up watching them. I suppose my personal utopia would be my own island, you know, but the problem with that is I need to be around people. So if the choice was between being alone, I'd rather be locked in a room with someone constantly playing a violin in my earhole. And personally, I don't think the violin is a very sweet sound. You know, it probably sounds better underwater. You know, and water's a funny thing, because like if you add it to stuff, it thins it out or dilutes it. And then, but if you want to thicken stuff, you add something like xanthum, so you'd thicken it. But if it gets too thick, you can just add water and that'll thin it out. But if it gets too thin again, you can add xanthum, and you could just keep adding xanthum water until you probably get a concoction that looks like Yakult, a little bottle of Yakult, which is it's like a drink. You're supposed to drink it. It contains a friendly bacteria, and it supposedly helps your body's ally bacteria fight against your body's enemy bacteria. I did find out that it was made from powdered milk, even though it's a liquid, it's made from powdered milk. So I don't know, I mean, someone can tell me. I'm not sure if that comes from a cow or if it's just created, you know. I mean, I don't really know that much about animals, or well, cows or any other animal really, so I never really studied zoology. Zoology, obviously, the study of animals. I mean, I'm not sure if humans are studied in zoology, because we are animals when you get down to it, but I'm not sure if we're studied in zoology. Maybe that could be a topic on the next episode of Argumental. Argumental is a programme on an English channel called Dave, in which they're given random topics to argue about, like what kind of sandwiches would you put butter on. Personally, I put butter on all my sandwiches. I do know people that don't put any butter on their sandwiches. If it's a spread, they won't put butter on. Just listen to him, droning on and on and on. I can't put up with any more, I'm just going to stop him. Basically, I just want to thank you for watching all of his videos, and hopefully there'll be more to come. So until next time, he's been Mark, you've been you, watching him, talking to you, listening to him. See you next time.